New year comes with New Year deals. Renew your corporate subscription and get a bonus. Subscribe to Nation e-paper for 3 months and get 1 week absolutely free. 6 months and get 2 weeks absolutely free. 1 year and get 3 weeks absolutely free. To sign up, visit epaper.nationmedia.com or email subscription@ke.nationmedia.com. Offer valid till 28th February 2021.
Trip ilikuwa sawa?
Trip? Oh,
business trip.
Where do you think Becky could have gone?
Msichana wako na boss Richard ni nani?
Mambo ya Joy, Richard, marafiki zake, usijishughulishe, umesikia?
Okay.
hey.
Beat sensitivity pain fast with Sensodyne Rapid Action for clinically proven relief in 60 seconds.
This is NTV.
Good afternoon. Welcome to a 1 o'clock news update. I'm Mark Masai, and our radar has caught on the developments around the country, and top amongst them is the arson attacks that are going in several schools, as well as the BBI drive that is currently, as we speak, being taken on by the leader of opposition, Raila Odinga, who is in Githurai, Nairobi. Will be joined by Kennedy Moreithi in a moment. And from Nandi County, we'll have Lois Wangoi, who has an update from 2 schools that have had arson attacks there and have been subsequently closed. We also have reports of 3 schools in Bungoma also going up in flames as of last night and being closed as well, and bringing to 6 the number of schools from Bungoma County alone since Sunday. But first, let's look at the health situation specifically in Mombasa County, and the Kenya Union of Clinical Officers, as well as the Kenya National Union of Nurses. Officials in Mombasa have been holding protests at the Mombasa headquarters, a county headquarters that is, and Fatma Bugu is live with some of the officials. What are their concerns, Fatma?
I'm here at the Governor's Hassan Ali Joho's office in Mombasa County, where the health workers in Mombasa County are holding a peaceful demonstration demanding the county government to address their issues as agreed earlier. I'm here with the branch secretary of Kenya National Union of Nurses, and this is what he has to say.
Yeah, we've had a number of engagements with the county government of Mombasa. Unfortunately, the county government of Mombasa has remained pussyfoot. They have been unable to actually give timelines that are achievable for them. And wherever we have meetings, they have been giving us promises. Last time we were on Tuesday, we had a meeting that saw us reach an agreement that the county government of Mombasa was to pay 2 months in remittances, which again, when we reached on Wednesday, we had another small meeting where we were to fine-tune an agreement we had made the previous day. Unfortunately, the county government came up with a vague clause in terms of addressing this issue of remittances. So when we asked them to specify the period of time they were going to pay, is that they could not agree with us. So we walked out of those meetings, and we now have other demands that we feel that they must address them before we are able to come back and negotiate further. One, we are calling upon them to ensure that they pay all the remittances, that's 4 months, that's September to December, and also they ensure that they promote all the serving officers to the grades they are supposed to go to before we go back and negotiate. Another thing we are calling upon is the nationaries that the national government, SRC, county governments through the Council of Governors, they need to come back to the table for negotiations on the issues that were raised by our national strike notice. These are the risk allowances, group life insurance, and the payment compensation through WIBA. So when the Council of Governors tells us that we come back to the counties to negotiate, when we know that you cannot negotiate with the counties on issues to do with money. So you have to reach out to the SRC, you have to reach out to the Treasury, that's the National Treasury, so that we can agree on those monetary areas. So we cannot come back here to the counties to negotiate. So we are calling upon the counties, especially to the governor, to lobby their colleagues so that they come up with one achievable agreement that they can implement for us health workers.
Thank you. It is an inclusive demonstration where it has included officials and other health workers from different counties like Kilifi County and Kwale County. And here also I'm with the Kenya Union of Clinical Officers, Franklin Makanga, and this also what he has to say about the demonstration.
Yeah, I want to say that this strike has now been standing for 12 weeks. And it involves all healthcare workers in Mombasa County. Clinical officers, laboratory officers, physiotherapy, orthopedics, everybody who works in the hospital has been on strike. This is the 12th week. And we're saying that let them address our issues conclusively. The time for the gimmicks and the mouse and cat games is over. Right now, let them address our issues conclusively before we have any meaningful engagement. We also want to remind the governor that for 12 weeks, watu wamekuwa kwa mgomo, wananchi wanaumia, but he is in hiding. We have never seen him. We wonder what type of leadership this is. You should be coming out to meet your workers to know why they are out, and you address those issues. So when you go into hiding, then we wonder the type of leadership we are having. So we want to ask the governor to show leadership.
Thank you. Now, as you know that the doctors ended their strike last week following the return to work formula, and still, the health workers are insisting that they will never return to work until their grievances are addressed. Back to you, Mark.
Fatma Bogu, thank you for that update on the situation for health, specifically in Mombasa, as yes, the officials there state that the concern is actually countrywide, with the environment or the ecosystem within the hospital affected with the industrial action that is being taken at the moment by a large number of those stakeholders. Now to politics, and the BBI drive has literally taken Kennedy Mureithi today to Githurai. He is accompanying, of course, following up with the leader of opposition's popularization campaign of the BBI, a day after the IEBC verified 1.1 million signatures for the BBI bill. Kennedy Mureithi, what's going on at the moment? Of course, now we know it's past the IEBC verification, now to the counties.
Has just arrived about 2 minutes ago, and he has come to a wild reception, if my camera person is able to show. And this is Raila Odinga, who's just gotten onto his car and is saying hello to the people. He is in Githurai Market, where he has just come in all the way from Roysambu. And one of the things that we've also been able to realize, that as he came to Githurai, he stood at the market and he cut a ribbon in what his people are saying is a symbolic entrance into Mount Kenya region. There have been talks that Raila Amolo Odinga will not be accepted in the Mount Kenya region, and according to his people and according to his handlers, it was very significant that he cuts that ribbon that he has cut at the Githurai market, so that he's able to show that he could bring himself into Mount Kenya. Remember, all this is coming just a day after the IEBC was able to say that they have been able to rectify or to satisfy that they have 1.1 million votes. So this is just another campaign for the Building Bridges initiative. And one of the places that has been touted as not having support for the Building Bridges initiative is the Mount Kenya region. So for Raila Amolo Odinga, it is a significant move, coming just days after he spoke on Kameme TV, where he implored upon the people of Mount Kenya to support the Building Bridges initiative. Remember, him and President Uhuru Kenyatta have been very categorical that the Building Bridges initiative is going to help not just the people of Mount Kenya, but the people of the whole country. So it is very significant when Raila Amolo Odinga comes into Mount Kenya, because he's trying to move and change the tide that has been said that only 18% of the people of Mount Kenya support the Building Bridges initiative. Remember, this is according to a letter that was written by a majority Senate whip, that is Irungu Kangata, where I say that if the Building Bridges initiative was brought into Mount Kenya right now, it will flop. So for President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga, they are really trying to show up support for this particular bill, as it goes into the counties, as they also seek support. So today is very significant for Raila Odinga as he comes into the Mount Kenya region, and also the reception that he's going to get. But right now we want to listen to what he's been saying. In Roysambo, he was able to talk about Ruto, where he said that he's promised so much yet has not been able to deliver as the Jubilee government, and he's actually blaming Ruto for hampering President Uhuru Kenyatta in his service delivery. So we want to listen to what they will be telling the people of Githurai, as they also see whether they will be also going into an area called Kenol, as it has also been touted. But right now, I want to go back to you in studio as we also listen to the political statements that are going to come from here, and we also make sure to hear what is it that they are going to be telling the people of Mount Kenya in terms of goodies. At Roysambo, Raila spoke about land. What will he be speaking out here in Githurai, as he is in the right of the market? Right back to you in studio.
Our lead political affairs reporter, Kennedy Moreidi there. Don't mistake him for the MC based on his proximity to the leader of opposition there in his drive in Githurai to popularize the BBI bill now that it's passed the IBC point of verification, or at least the requisite 1 million signatures. And they say it's gone past 1.14 million at least, given their last update. Now, to the issue of arson attacks, or what is happening in the schools around the country. Just this morning, 2 schools in Nandi were closed after an arson attack, and the schools there went up in flames. 3 schools in Bungoma have also been closed following the same. And leaders in Trans Nzoia County have called on the Ministry of Education to set an inclusive policy on guidance and counseling in schools. This follows the recent unrest in schools across the country, led by the Kwanza MP Ferdinand Wanyonyi and Kwanza Ward MCA Sarah Lubano. The leaders said that the recent spring or string of unrest in schools should be seen as a serious wake-up call to the ministry, blaming students' bad behavior to the long COVID-19 period in 2020. The leaders are now calling on stakeholders to set up policies of guidance and counseling to help the students.
Basi afadhali watoto, tumekuwa na watoto wamekuwa na lot of indiscipline. Shule mbili sasa, shule ya Chesamis, watoto wameharibu kila kitu. Alafu nasikia kula shule nyingine huku sijui ni one, Kimilili Boys. Sasa hiyo ni discipline na hiyo ni makosa, na nataka niseme kwamba please, wazazi ambao mko hapa na wengine ambao labda naweza kanisikiza, afadhali muongee na watoto wetu.
And I'm appealing to all the principals of all the high schools that do intensive counseling so that these children remain in school. I know it is possible because I'm a teacher myself. So therefore, that intensive counseling is the only one, the only thing that will keep them in school.
On the same issue, poor parenting has been blamed for the continued unbecoming behavior, if we could call it that, of school-going children, and is said to have contributed to the current school unrest. While addressing parents in Ruiru, bishops and leaders drawn from Ruiru, Gatondo, Thika and Kiambu cautioned that children are practicing what they see their parents do, and parents have now been urged to step up and get involved in their children's lives and be careful what they display to them. Well, Kenyan farmers, Miraa farmers to be specific, and traders will continue counting losses running into millions of shillings after Somalia's federal government said only miraa or khat from Ethiopia would be allowed entry into Somalia. This is a day after declaring that traders would be allowed to import miraa from any source and by any means as long as they acquired government licenses and followed proper procedures. Somalia's finance minister on Tuesday said his statement had been misinterpreted and that only khat from Ethiopia would be granted entry into Somalia. This means the ban on miraa imports from Kenya, which came into force in March last year, would stay in force, locking Kenyan exporters out of the 16 million shilling a day miraa market. Back to internal affairs, President Uhuru Kenyatta has urged Kenyans to shed off the negative assumptions about police and collaborate to enhance security in the country. He spoke while commissioning the construction of a police academy in Ngong, Kajiado County. NTV's Nayoma Sampao has more.
For the longest time, Kenyans and the police service have had a strained relationship. The mistrust and continued fear among Kenyans and their protectors has been attributed to increased insecurity. President Uhuru Kenyatta, while commissioning the construction of a leadership police academy in Mbulbul in Kajiado County, urged Kenyans to change this perspective of the police. Security agencies have recently come under sharp criticism, especially from the political class, with accusations of settling political scores. Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i took a swipe at critics defending security agencies for being undervalued.
As you have instructed us, kazi yetu ni kazi, and we will do it. From Kabero to Mandera to everywhere we are working, we have committed Kenyans, men and women, who are defending their country, who are ensuring the safety and security of their people without asking a question, sometimes under difficult circumstances.
However, President Uhuru Kenyatta has assured the police service of his government support and urged them to ignore the detractors.
Mimi nawashukuru nyinyi kwa kazi ambayo mnanifanyia. Nawashukuru sana. Na tuendelee na nawaomba muendelee kunisaidia hivyo hivyo.
According to the Interior Ministry, the academy will be completed by December 30th, 2021, and it will be officially opened by President Kenyatta on January 3rd, 2021. Nayoma Sampao, NTV.
Meanwhile, the UK government affirmed its support for Kenya in the war against the Al-Shabaab in Somalia, saying the two countries shared a common enemy and interest. This comes as Kenya and Somalia pull in different directions, with Mogadishu accusing Kenya of meddling in its internal affairs. NTV's Melito Letenges reports.
As part of effecting the new pact between Kenya and the UK aimed at strengthening security, the UK's Secretary of Defence, Ben Wallace, was today in Nanyuki to officially open the Nyati Barracks training ground for the British troops in Kenya. Together with her Kenyan counterpart, Cabinet Secretary Monica Juma, the two countries pledged to continue with the joint training.
We value this very much because of the lessons it brings and the training and preparedness, because you cannot substitute for preparation.
We share that sort of belief in attention to detail, professional standards, and a quality armed forces that, I think is the envy of many people in the region, and that's what Britain is, standing side by side in partnership.
The two countries have also pledged to continue working together in the war against terror, with the British government saying they won't relent in eliminating the threat posed by Al-Shabaab in the region.
We both are threatened by Al-Shabaab, who target the people of Kenya. They target British tourists who come to Kenya. They target all the values that we stand for, and that's really, really important to us, that Kenya and us are side by side in tackling that threat.
Batuk has contributed in excess of Kenya shillings 5.8 billion to the local economy since the Defence Cooperation Agreement was signed in 2016. The unit has also created employment for over 550 Kenyans and supports the local community with aid to schools, health facilities, among others.
Because it is very important for military establishments to derive the legitimacy and comfort from the community in which they operate.
For months now, everything has been at bay here at the Nyati Barracks in Nanyuki, with minimal activity due to the COVID-19 pandemic. But with the expected return of the British troops, things are looking up, especially for those who depend on the economic fortunes in and outside of these barracks. Melita Oletenges, NTV, Nyati Barracks, Nanyuki.
From the Nyati Barracks, we take a break here on NTV at 1. More including sports coming up.
Did you know at Ruiru Mabati Factory you can open an account and lipa pole pole at your convenience? Did you know at Ruiru Mabati Factory you can get customized sizes according to your roof plan to avoid wastage? Did you know Ruiru Mabati Factory offers free delivery countrywide within 72 hours? Call us now on 0111 050 700. Ruiru Mabati Factory, Mali Safi kwa bei poa. Cabling tips. Use cables from a reputable manufacturer made from 99.99% pure copper and the best insulation. Use a certified installer. Scratch to verify and authenticate your cables. We manufacture.
Breaking news from Molfix. Let's see what they're developing right now.
Molfix pants with anatomic fit technology. New Molfix pants, an invention from babies for babies.
You should also try Molfix.
By Awiko and Mr. Seed. Dial *812*802#. Skiza Na Nation.
New Tuzo Yogurt Cup. Size yako, bei yako.
Welcome back and continue with some politics. Members of the United Democratic Alliance, UDA party, were in Machakos on Tuesday to drum up support for the party's candidate in the upcoming senatorial by-elections. The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission has disclosed that 11 candidates have been cleared to contest the senatorial by-election, adding more candidates, to what is shaping up to be a hotly contested seat.
The Machakos senatorial by-election promises to be a bruising one, with top political parties testing their influence on the ground. UDA leaders led by former Machakos Senator Johnson Muthama and their Hustler Movement partners led by Elgeyo Marakwet Senator Kipchumba Murkomen threw jabs at ODM leader Raila Odinga and Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka for their latest political remarks.
Mimi nimemwambia rafiki zangu kina Wambua, kina Mutula Kilonzo Jr. wacheni kupeleka Kalonzo tena opposition. Kalonzo amefanya kazi na Moi. Hii marafiki yangu wanataka kuwa governors, wanataka tu kumdanganya Kalonzo, anamwambia usishikane na Ruto, usishikane na watu wengine, wewe enda tu peke yako. Wao wakishakuwa governors, Kalonzo anabaki akilala kwa lami. Hatutaki Kalonzo alale kwa lami tena. Tunataka akuwe serikali na William Ruto.
Na Raila nataka ambiwe haya. Tutamshinda kule Western Kenya. Viti vyote. Huyu mtu nitamfuata mpaka mfunguni mwa kitanda tumshinde kila kitu.
Tumekuja kuambia watu wa Masaku,
wawachane na safari ya Canaan, tuanze kwenda safari ya Hasla ili sote kwa pamoja tufike State House Nairobi.
Mtoto kama Ngengele mwenye ameuza makaa, mwenye anajua shida ya mwananchi, huyo ndiye seneta mpya wa Machakos.
Elsewhere, the Maendeleo Chapcha party leader Alfred Mutua, also on the campaign trail for his party's candidate John Mutua Katuku, rebuked the theatrics between the Deputy President William Ruto and Wiper party leader Kalonzo Musyoka concerning land grabbing.
Unaona hawa watu wamepitwa na wakati. Shida zao ni za kibinafsi. Baada ya kutetea watu, wanatetea rasilimali zao wenyewe. Hawatujali. Lazima tufunguke macho tujue ya kwamba hao wakati wao wamepita, sasa tunaenda wakati mpya. Na kule 2022 waambiwe ya kwamba their time has gone. Mambo ni fresh na Mutua.
Mutua's candidate Katuku will be fighting to take over from the late Boniface Kabaka against Jubilee's candidate Agnes Kavindu and UDA's candidate Arbanas Ngengele. The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission has already cleared 11 candidates expected to run in the by-election slated for the 18th of March. Zainab Ismail, NTV.
Political parties have started coming together in anticipation of the 2022 general election. One of the recent indications of a political partnership to this end has been seen between leaders Kalonzo Musyoka, Musalia Mudavadi, Moses Wetangula and Gideon Moi. Speaking during a rally in Machakos in support of Wiper Party senatorial candidate Agnes Kavindu for the forthcoming Machakos by-election, Ford Kenya Party leader Moses Wetangula stated that they'll use the 3 forthcoming by-elections in Machakos, Kapuchai and Matungu as tests for the victory in the next general elections. The Ford Kenya Party leader said they had agreed with Kalonzo, Mudavadi and Moi that only Wiper Party would field a candidate in the Machakos senatorial by-election. The Wiper leaders said the Machakos senatorial by-election on the 18th March will have direct implications on the 2022 general elections. Political parties have started coming together clearly.
Tuende safari ndefu zaidi tukiwa kitu kimoja.
Safari ya kuunganisha wa Kenya together as one, walking to the same destiny with the same intentions for our country, of making sure nobody is deprived, nobody runs away with our country.
Fikiria ile unafanya kitendo hicho kitakuwa na direct implication ya mwezi wa 8 2022.
Yale ambayo utafanya tarehe hiyo mwezi ya March, mwezi ya 3, will have a direct bearing on the journey of 2022. Hata ile safari ambayo Weta ataenda kwao na ndugu yangu Musalia kwao will have a direct bearing ya 2020. Ndio hiyo natuona sisi yote tumesimama hapa mbele zenu to show the seriousness of the issue, of the matter, and to assure you of our solidarity with our brother here, Kalonzo Musyoka.
And there is a clamor at the coast for the region to strategically position itself ahead of the run-up to a referendum on the Building Bridges Initiative and the 2022 general election. In line with that, Kilifi Governor Amason Kingi has called on coastal leaders to unite and speak with one voice for the benefit of the region.
Mheshimiwa Gavana, nakuambia nasikia miguu inaniwasha. Nataka kuingia uwanjani nicheze ile tufe.
Tufe ni makaratasi yalotupwa, madude mingi yametupwa, mitambara, mifuko, unaenda kuiweka pamoja, unaifinya inakuwa kama mpira, halafu unafunga, unaishona na kamba. Na vile tufe linavyotengenezwa ndivyo tunataka kuliunda sisi wa pwani. Kama vile Peter Ziro amesema kwamba hana subra mpaka mwezi wa 6. Hivi karibuni pwani itazungumza, si Kingi. Hivi karibuni pwani itawika na itazungumza.
Meanwhile, Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Peter Munya on Tuesday campaigned for the Building Bridges initiative in Murang'a County. Munya, who is on a sensitization tour for the coffee bill, sought to disprove County Senator Irungu Kang'ata's assertions that the BBI is unpopular in the region. He also sought to defend President Uhuru Kenyatta's track record.
Nikaambiwa hafanyi kazi, sijui nini. Alafu tunaambiwa kuna mwingine anafanya. Nauliza kwani serikali ni mbili? Kazi si kuzunguka. Tena hako na watu wa kuzunguka, ministers wake.
Now to the international scene briefly, the U.S. government is buying an additional 200 million doses of COVID-19 vaccine. It will have enough to inoculate 300 million Americans, virtually, excuse me, the entire U.S. population by the end of summer or early fall. U.S. President Joe Biden said that the latest purchase would take the total number of COVID-19 doses ordered by the government to 600 million. Biden has pledged to provide 100 million COVID vaccine shots in his first 100 days in office in an address from the White House. He said the administration was increasing its overall weekly vaccine supply to states and territories.
So today I'm directing COVID-19 response coordinator Jeff Zients here to work with the Department of Health and Human Services to increase our total supply of vaccine for the American people. And we believe that we'll soon be able to confirm the purchase of an additional 100 million doses for each of the two FDA-authorized vaccines, Pfizer and Moderna. We're working to make vaccines available to thousands of local pharmacies beginning in early February. It's a couple weeks off. And that will enormously expand our reach.
Briefly in sports, defending champions Gor Mahia look to better their standing in the Football Kenya Federation Premier League when they take on bottom-placed Zoo Kericho this afternoon. Kogalo have been inconsistent this season with 3 losses in their last 5 league games. They're currently placed 10th with 9 points, but have played 2 games less than top club KCB and 3 less than second-place Tusker. In today's other match, Ulinzi Stars host Mathare United. Ulinzi are 11th on the log, having played 8 games, and will take on the Slum Boys, who are in the red zone, perhaps comforted by the fact that they've only played 4 games of the current season. Manchester City climbed to the top of the Premier League by handing West Brom another home hammering, this time 5-0. No team in Europe's top 5 divisions has conceded as many goals at home as Sam Allardyce's Albion, and they were exposed again by a brilliant attacking display. 4 goals came in the first half with a double from Ike Gundogan and Joao Cancelo and Riyad Mahrez, with Raheem Sterling putting it beyond doubt when he found the net in the 57th minute. The result puts City a point above rivals United, who have 40. Meanwhile, Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta dedicated his side's 3-1 Premier League win over Southampton to absent captain Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who missed the game for personal reasons. The Southampton side took the lead, but the Gunners equalized through Nicolas Pepe before Bukayo Saka and Alexander Lacazette ensured all 3 points for Arsenal. In other results, West Ham edged Crystal Palace 3-2 away, and Leeds beat Newcastle 2-1.
Southampton.
And that's it for NTV at 1, but not all from NTV team, because we have our 1 o'clock news update, 7 o'clock news update, sema saa moja, and 9 o'clock. But something else to expect this evening on our Swahili political show, Kigoda Chako. What's really the benchmark for determining a good leader? Who's to blame for leaders who fail to deliver on their mandate to citizens? Are governors, senators, MPs, and MCAs accountable to party leadership or the people they serve? Our Swahili editor Salim Swaleh sits down with immediate former Kiambu Governor Ferdinand Waitito in a candid conversation on leadership and integrity. That's from 6 p.m. So tune in. Have a good afternoon.
Jumatano ya leo katika kigoda chako. Wanaomjua kwa karibu wanamuita baba yao. Mwanasiasa mwenye mseto wa hulka na silka anayeandamwa na bahati njema na nuksi kwa viwango sawa. Nini kipaumbele maalum katika kuwatafuta viongozi nchini?
I've lost very many friends because I've been receiving so many calls that, you know, how can you just sit there and watch all this destruction?
Je, ni kiongozi bora au bora kiongozi? Nani wa kulaumiwa kutokana na viongozi wanaoshindwa kutekeleza wajibu wao kwa wananchi? Na je, magavana, maseneta, wabunge na madiwani ni watumishi wa ikulu na vyama vyao au ni watumishi wa wananchi? Utafutia majibu hayo na mengine mengi jioni hii kwenye kigoda chako kuanzia saa 12 jioni hapa NTV.
This is NTV.
Presenting the new Harpic bathroom cleaner. Compared to ordinary detergents, its thick formulation gives you superior cleaning and kills 99.9% of germs and viruses all around the bathroom. Blue
for the toilet
and red
for the bathroom.